Good afternoon, everyone who's joined me. Thank you very much for coming here today. My name is Stephen O'Donnell. Today, I'm going to be talking about video technology. So while everyone is coming in, let me just welcome you. I can see Louise, Amy, Alan, everyone who's joining us this afternoon. Thank you very much. We are going to be talking about video technology today. Hi, Louise. It's a subject close to my heart. I have been a fad gadget since I could pronounce the word battery back in the 1920s. So anything to do with technology, anything to do with gadgets, then I'm your man. Over the years, it's become the case that whenever someone wants anything attended to do with IT technology, or right now video technology, then I happen to be the person who knows just that little bit more about it. And what I want to do today is to help you know a little bit more about it as well. In the past 6 months, certainly in the past few years, but particularly in the past 6 months, everyone has found themselves dealing with video technology much more than they ever did before, being on camera on an almost hour-to-hour basis, never mind every day. And what I'm going to do today is talk about a particular aspect of video technology that not too many people get involved in, but it's an area that those who want to lift the quality of the video quality, sorry, the video content they put online is a route that they want to go down. So you might have heard about being on systems like this on Crowdcast via the browser. Browser-based, you're selecting your webcam, you're selecting your microphone, you're going online and you're broadcasting exactly as you are there. And pretty much on Crowdcast, you're pretty much live. It's the exact same thing when you're on Zoom and lots of other platforms as well. So when you do that, you are pretty much live. The quality of the content that you have going through your, in this case, my Chrome browser, is usually restricted to about 720, which is fine. It's okay. But if you want to be more in control of the quality and you want to put out content, it might be pre-recorded content, then people are often going down the route of using RTMP. Now, what does RTMP stand for, you might ask? And I'm going to tell you. RTMP is real-time messaging protocol. Essentially, it's technology that allows you to send content directly to a source over the internet, to a recipient over the internet at a pretty high quality. Now, when you RTMP to Crowdcast, and we're on Crowdcast right now, when you RTMP to Crowdcast, you can broadcast up to 1080p, which is otherwise known as HD. So if you're watching HD on your TV at home, then you would be doing that exactly there. When you do broadcast through RTMP, because of the technology involved, there's usually a bit more of a lag. So if you are hosting a show where you're looking to interact with the audience in the chat bar, I can see the chat bar here, then the lag of up to about 40 seconds can make that pretty difficult unless you've got questions that are preset in advance. But RTMP, the main reason for it is to allow for better quality. You can also use RTMP when you're sending content where you've previously, before sending out the content, you've already mixed together the guests that you might have on screen. So if it's a pre-recorded video, if it's one person on screen, as I am now, or if you've got software that brings together multiple people on screen before then sending it out to Crowdcast, then RTMP is definitely the route to go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about today is a couple of things. I'm going to talking about Zoom through RTMP to Crowdcast, and you can be sending it to any other streaming source as well, and using ManyCam to RTMP out to Crowdcast, and again that can be to multiple places as well. So first of all, I see we've got some more people who've joined us. Thank you very much for that. So first of all, we're going to be talking about Zoom. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see my Zoom account. And what I'm going to do in front of your very eyes is I'm going to set up a Zoom call, and I'm going to stream that live to another Crowdcast show. So if you bear with me a second, I'm just going to share my screen. So you should be able to see my screen in just a flash. I'm going to share this. I'm going to go small in the corner. I'll click to do this, but straight away I'm going to jump to my Zoom, because what we don't want is for you to be seeing the extended mirror that goes down there. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this over to here. There we go. So if you could see my screen right now, I'm looking at Zoom on my Zoom account. Now I've got the paid account on Zoom, which I think is about $11.99 per month, and that's for Zoom meetings. So what I want to do, first of all, to set this up is go to my settings. You can see settings here. Then we want to go to in-meeting advanced settings. If I click on this, you can see it scrolls down a very long page. And we want to scroll down a little bit further. And what we want to do here is to click the box to allow for live streaming meetings. So if that was off, you wouldn't see anything else there. But if you click this, puts that back on, and we enable the meetings that are being held on my Zoom to go to Facebook, Workplace by Facebook, let's not bother about that, YouTube, and of course a custom live streaming service, which is the one that we're going to be focused on right now. So custom live streaming service, what you would do, this box here is really just to give general instructions to whoever is using it. It doesn't really matter what you put in this. I've just put use Restream, because whenever I send to a custom live streaming service, I'll do it through Restream. So if I was going to send this out to any other source, then I would do it from here. And if you give me just a second, what I'm going to do is set up a Zoom call. So let's see, a Zoom call right now. Open Zoom meetings. This should launch a Zoom meeting. Join with computer audio. I'll just mute that so that we don't have any echoing going on. I'm sure people will tell me if there's any echo appearing. Now, because I'm in Zoom call now, and because it's my call, I've got control over what I do down here. And what I want to do is go to More, click on Live Custom Streaming Service. And from here, what I can do is I can choose to enter the streaming URL, the streaming key, and the live streaming page URL. So we could send this to Restream. And if you see on the top of my screen, there's a little red light there. So that's because I'm restreaming out here to all these destinations. So I'm not going to send to Restream right now. What I'm going to do, if we go back to Zoom call, what I'm going to do is put this to one side, just very briefly, fill half the screen, and the other one I'm going to fill with this. So what I'm going to do is take the settings for the Zoom call. I'm going to start here, beside this. So I click Prepare to go live. And instead of Enter Green Room with webcam, I'm going to use OBS, Webcast. So these are all the different softwares that you can use, but RTMP Studio is essentially the technology we're going to be using here. So start Studio Engine. While we're doing that, we can see what it says here. Connect your live streaming software with RTMP Studio. Broadcast and record with HD with around about 20-second delay. In truth, it's about 40 seconds. We'll see that when it comes through. So this starts the RTMP engine. And once we've started this, we're going to copy the links over to the Zoom. There we go. So with the server URL, please don't copy these, but these change every time, so it won't matter if you've got them. So I'm going to copy these. And I'm going to go to the Zoom page here, put the streaming URL into here. Next, I'm going to get the stream key. And again, that changes every time. So every time you do need to add it, it's not the same forever. The live streaming page URL, that can be anything. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what goes in there. But for Zoom purposes, if you're sending people somewhere, then it could be the page on which the call is going to be hosted, in which case what I'll do is I'll just take this here and I'll put this in the live streaming URL there. So when I click go live, we know that the Zoom call is on. This is Zoom call on the left hand side of the screen, and on the right hand side is where we are connecting to stream to the streaming page. Now if I go back to here, this is the test call that we're running on Crowdcast. So this Zoom call here should be going out to this Crowdcast event here. We can see that the resolution from Zoom is not enormous. It's 720, and the bit rate is steady-ish at 1500 kilobits per second. Because there's a 40-second delay, then what I'm doing here on the left will be replicated on the right in about 40 seconds. There you go. So this show is now live, and in fact, it should be showing just there. I'll just close that. if I was watching the show live, then I would see this full screen, and I'll share the link for this afterwards. But as I say, what we've done there is we've taken a Zoom call, and I might have 1 or 4 or 16 or however many people on screen on a Zoom call, and I can pipe that directly through to Crowdcast. So with that all done, that's shown how to do that with Zoom and Crowdcast. So I'm going to stop that there, end that there. I'm going to end my Zoom call, end meeting for all, close this. We don't want to see my emails. Let's just get rid of that. And I'll just close this, make this a little bit bigger. So if I go back to my event, which is my events. Oh. My apologies. I knew this would happen. I've opened the same box twice. There we go. Now that is a lesson in not doing those things. So I'm not going to stop sharing my screen now. There we go. Sorry about that. Whenever you share multiple screens and you open the same tab twice, there's always the danger that you could do exactly that thing. So let's not do that again. So as I say, what we've done there is we've shown how to stream from Zoom to Crowdcast. What I'm going to show you now is how to stream from ManyCam to Crowdcast. Now, for this, I'm going to share my screen. Now, let me just make sure this is minimized. So if I share my screen again, so you should be able to see this. Close this message. Again, we get that there, but I'm going to share a different screen. So what you can see there is my desktop. So with my desktop here, what I'm going to do is move over ManyCam. So with ManyCam on the screen, what I can do, and you can see on ManyCam, there's a whole load of functionality that we can have here. I won't go through too much of that just now, but these are some of the things that you can be doing on ManyCam. In fact, look, if you can see there, I've got a camera up in the corner pointing down at me. But let's not dwell on that. So what we want to do now is the live stream from here to Crowdcast. So by clicking on the button in the middle there, I can select Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course Crowdcast. Now, what I need to do here to set up a show in Crowdcast is click on the edit button. Again, what I need to do is make a new show on Crowdcast, which I'm just going to do over here. My apologies. Here we are back. So what I'm going to do is open a fresh event here. And I'm going to prepare to go live, use OBS again, start the studio engine. So I hope you can see me now. Again, I'm going to share my screen so you can see this here. Click close message. And what you'll see on screen is my ManyCam again. Starting the studio engine again on Crowdcast. And again, I'm going to pull just this over to here. And I'm going to copy this over at ManyCam. I'm going to put in the stream key and the server key. Back to here, stream key. copy, back to ManyCam, stream key in there, and paste. Click done. And as soon as I click this, this will start the stream. So this will start the stream from my ManyCam out to Crowdcast. So what we're seeing on ManyCam is this box here. And this should, once we see the 40 seconds elapse, this should feed through to there. Again, what we can see there is this is now at 1080. So 1920 by 1080. The second number is always the resolution that you're sending out. So the one before was 1280 by 720. So that would be 720. And this is 1080. And the bit rate is a little bit better. 2000 kilobits per second is the target. So if you can get to 2000 kilobits per second and it remains steady, then that's a good stream. So the quality going out from there should be pretty steady. And what we'll see is that the picture coming on screen should come in just a jiff. So we are broadcasting. Sometimes when you get multiple things open, oh, there you go. Sometimes when you get multiple things open, the preview doesn't always come up there. But what we're doing is we're making a new show, RTMP, from my ManyCam. And if I pull ManyCam over to here, then what you can see is on the right up here, there's me in ManyCam. And there's me in ManyCam 40 seconds later. If I was to change to any other of these screens, then what will happen is exactly that. So if on this screen, what we've got is we've got a background, we've got me up in the corner, we've got a little logo in front of my face there. We've got this video, which can be playing here. Just set that to play. And in about 40 seconds, that will be fed through to there. Now, the benefits of RTMP are much more evident when you're doing things like this, because what I've been able to do is put together this template of content. We've got video that's pre-recorded. We've got me that's live in the corner. We've got other information in the background. We could also have additional boxes with people that we've pulled in from a Skype call that are on screen at the same time, and we can then be pushing that in turn out to Crowdcast. So as you can see, that's now come through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this broadcast, this RTMP. I'll put the link for this one on the show at the side, so you can see how that works. So I'm going to click end broadcast here, stop the broadcast, and on ManyCam, I'm going to stop that there. Close that. Now that I've done that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to bring myself back on so you can see me here. We're still on that box there. I'll just put myself back to here. So, as I say, at the beginning, what we spoke about was having Zoom to Crowdcast through RTMP, which we did. ManyCam to Crowdcast through RTMP. There are a number of other features on ManyCam that I'm going to go into at another time, but having gone through these pretty quickly, I hope you've got the gist that these things are possible and the reason why you might use RTMP for this purpose. RTMP into Crowdcast is the best way of getting the highest quality content that's being shown. If you do that, then your audience will absolutely appreciate it. If you have a live audience that you need to be interacting with live there and then, without the 40-second gap, then RTMP would be a bit of a bind. Best to go through it in browser. So this is just a very quick show. I think we've only covered, what, 20 minutes? That's pretty good timing, with a bit of a gap in between. Sorry about the infinite mirror there. But any further questions, anyone who needs any help on your video technology, whether it would be with Crowdcast, with Zoom, with ManyCam, with ways in which you can have multiple cameras set up to have the best possible effects, then please ask me. I'll be more than happy to help. I'm going to have another show next week, probably on Thursday, probably at the same time. And what I'm looking to do then is go into some of the other features on ManyCam where you can have overlays. You can have your head floating on screen. You can have your PowerPoint playing, and we can do all sorts of things that are a real bonus to presenters to get the very best message across when they're on screen. And of course, on screen could be as little as a regular Zoom call or a Google Meet, or it could be as much as you're a presenter in a large event with thousands of attendees. So on that note, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been my pleasure sharing the video technology with you today. Please come back next week. I'll send out an email with some more links to the things that we did here. And we'll all get just that little bit better using video technology as we go along. So thank you very much, and goodbye.